Reflets d'Afrique Télévision, le Flash Info, The Breaking News.
Good afternoon, dear viewers. Welcome on the new edition of the Flash Info on Reflets d'Afrique Television. Cameroon search operations intensify after third explosive device detonates in Yaoundé. Security forces in Cameroon's political capital Yaoundé have intensified sporadic search operations in neighborhoods after a third explosive device detonates at Rond-Point Damas last Thursday, July 2nd, 2020, days after the first two detonated. According to reports, Tuesday, July 7, search operations took patrol teams to the Moliko, Mokolo, Elobi and the Efula neighborhoods. In both areas, the population was advised to constantly be in possession of their identification documents day and night and collaborate with security forces for the maintenance of peace and order. Going about the operation, the security forces told the population they are in search of anything that could be used in the fabrication of improvised explosive devices and other criminal items. On the 2nd of July 2020, an explosive device detonated at the Rond-Point Damas neighborhood in Yaoundé, injuring 4 inhabitants, including one who is currently in a very critical condition. The unusual incident occurred days after similar explosions took place at the Etudi and Minifirm neighborhoods, raising security concerns. This has led to sporadic search operations in these affected neighborhoods and many other in a bid to track down suspects, individual dealings in drug trafficking and any chemical products which could help with the fabrication of improvised explosives. Still in Cameroon, Ambazonian detainees set 4 conditions for the ceasefire in restive northwest and southwest regions. Some 42 prisoners of the Anglophone crisis detained at the Yaoundé Central Prison have petitioned the government of Cameroon on 4 conditions necessary for negotiations to kick off the global ceasefire call from the UN to be effective in the restive northwest and southwest regions. In the letter dated Wednesday, July 8, the prisoners say they align themselves to the conditions laid by the Ambazonian leadership in detention headed by Julius Ayuk Tabe and advance of 4 of them. They demand the withdrawal of all Cameroon military trucks and gear from the streets and villages of the Anglophone regions back to their barracks. The unconditional release and general amnesty of all the detainees arrested because of the conflict and locked up in various detention centers in Cameroon. The granting of an amnesty for all Ambazonian refugees around the world to come back home without fear of police harassment. And the setting up of a time frame for negotiations in the presence of a third party on a neutral soil. The letter comes in days after information filtered on possible negotiations ongoing between the government of Cameroon and Ambazonian leaders towards declaring a ceasefire in the northwest and southwest regions rocked by the Anglophone crisis that has caused untold sufferings to the people for close to 4 years today. Notwithstanding, a few days after the information went round, government spokesperson, Communication Minister René Emmanuel Sadi, denied the claims and sent fresh calls to the separatists to drop their arms, stating the government is open to any solution that will see an end to the Anglophone crisis. We remain in Cameroon, where close to 15,000 coronavirus cases are recorded 4 months into pandemic. In 4 months, Cameroon has recovered 14,916 coronavirus confirmed cases, out of which 359 are said to have died. It's been 4 months since Cameroon confirmed its first coronavirus case in Yaoundé, political capital, on March 6, 2020. Despite measures taken by the government to curb stop its spread, the virus gradually spread to other towns, and today all the regions are infected. During the daily press briefing on Cameroon's COVID-19 epidemiological situation Monday, July 6, officials of the Ministry of Public Health announced that the country had so far recorded 14,916 cases with over 300 active cases. Out of the 14,916 confirmed cases, 359 are reported to succumb to the virus. Meanwhile, 11,525 have been successfully cured. Recently, the country got enrolled in the list of countries with a better response to the pandemic thanks to its recovery rate. Côte d'Ivoire mourns late Prime Minister Coulibaly. The Prime Minister of Côte d'Ivoire, Amadou Gon Coulibaly, died in Abidjan at the age of 61, 6 days after returning from Paris, where he underwent heart surgery. The Secretary General of the Presidency, Patrick Achi, told national television RTI1. Prime Minister Amadou Gon Coulibaly has passed after taking part in the cabinet meeting this Wednesday, July 8, 2020, at the Presidential Palace. On behalf of the government on his own behalf, President Alassane Ouattara offered his deepest condolences to the great Gon Coulibaly family as well as to all Ivorians. The statement read by Mr. Patrick Achi said, "The Ivorian president said Coulibaly had embodied a young generation of Ivorian executives to great competence and extreme loyalty to the nation with his passing. Côte d'Ivoire has lost a role model of youth and a paragon of competence, hard work and self-confidence," the Ivorian leader said to the man who had worked with him for decades. On Monday, Amadou Gon Coulibaly resumed work at the Prime Minister's office. We end here for today, dear listeners. Thanks for staying tuned on Faites, Afrique Television. I'm Sandrine Doumbé.
Reflets d'Afrique Télévision, le Flash Info, The Breaking News.